Hey, breadwinners, it's Jenny Hansen Lane. I almost didn't make this video. I didn't know when I was going to make this video because, can I tell you guys about my house is empty now, so it's quiet. But my husband took my kids to go get hot chocolate and donuts. You guys know that I'm fasting in the morning, so I don't eat breakfast. And last night I went to pie night. This is me and a group of friends, and we all make a pie or two and share it before Thanksgiving in the United States. So, this is a Mississippi mud pie, and it says that it's very rich, but it was not rich to me. I don't know what rich means. Do you guys know what rich means? I asked someone to explain it to me, and they're like, it's when you have so much of something you can't have another bite. And I'm like, that sounds like gluttony. But I love rich things, so it's hard for me to identify like what is rich. So my favorite pie is strawberry rhubarb pie. When I was a little girl, I grew up having rhubarb at my grandpa's house and in my own backyard. It grows like a celery. It looks like celery. It's a stalk and it has a red skin, and the red skin's poisonous, so you need to pull it off. It also has a big branch leaf. And I don't know if this happens outside of the United States, but in America, we have Teacher Appreciation Day or Teacher Appreciation Week, and we bring fruit to school. And you guessed it, kids brought apples, and I would bring like a celery stalk. I don't even know if I mean, I would bring a rhubarb stalk. I don't even know. I think rhubarb's a fruit, but I'm not sure. It could be a vegetable. But I would even eat this raw with salt on it. I'm that type of person. Anyway, so my friend has made this for me before. So I broke my fast and I had pie, and it's not a typical thing you would break your fast with because it spikes your insulin and it can make you feel weird if you have been fasting for 40 days. I just hit 40 days this morning. But I have a recipe. I was a missionary for my church, and I was assigned to Arizona and part of New Mexico. And so this on the very right is a peanut butter pie. And there is a town in New Mexico called Pie Town, New Mexico. And there's only about 50 people in the town. And there's a post office and a restaurant. And the restaurant is called The Pie. And this place is famous for people who drive their RVs all over the world, because all over the country of the United States, because Pie Town, New Mexico is on the continental divide. And so if you're right on the divide and water falls in a certain place, it goes to the left or to the right. Like there's obviously more science behind it. But there was a restaurant owner, and when I would work out in this area as a missionary, his name was Mike Rawl, and he owned the restaurant. And somehow I got the peanut butter pie recipe. Some crazy. Anyways, I haven't ever shared it with anybody. I've made this pie, but I've never given the recipe out. I don't know. Should I give the recipe out? It's this famous peanut butter. I mean, it's this restaurant too. It's just has incredible pies. Anyway, so I did that last night, and that's not normal behavior for someone that's been fasting. So I just felt like it was better that I just didn't go out for donuts and hot cocoa today or be around it, because I think coming off this sugar gluttony, it can be hard. My husband also, if you look on the left, this is a pumpkin dump cake, and it's a pumpkin layer, and then you do yellow cake, and then you do pecans and butter, and you cook it in different layers in the oven. And then in the middle is a cranberry pie, which I've never had before until last night. And then my husband was like, well, you can see his hand in the shot. Well, we already ate this before you start your fast. Do you want to try this Mexican food truck that I go to sometimes when I come home from work? Sometimes he reads x-rays, and so he works with a bunch of radiologists. And so sometimes he gets home late and he's eaten this food without me while I've been asleep. Anyways, it was the ultimate gluttony. So the house is quiet now. Everybody's gone. I'm able to focus on some of my favorite people. And I want to talk about organic sales from previous buyers, because if you can't afford to turn on ads, there's no shame in your KDP game. I want you to know that, because there are other ways to do things that can help you generate money to use ads. And you might be thinking, like, Jenny, I'm just an organic person. And I think that's okay. But I want you to remember that if you create a book that can help someone in their life, like, you have a moral obligation to like find all the people and save their, and help them with their problems. Now, some of you might be like, my notebooks don't do that. And that's fine. That's fine. But for me, solving bigger problems can really drive me to want to um, find more people, which includes using ads. Okay. So, in this video, I'm going to share organic sales from previous buyers. And this is something that we're going to talk about in our Pending Profits course that opens December 1st. Today is the last day to snag the coupon code to save money, to save, I think, $49 on it. So it's a great course. So one thing that's really cool is from previous buyers, you've established your brand awareness. This is a really big deal because if people don't know who you are so many light years behind in them even buying from you. But if we focus on the people who've actually purchased from you, then the brand awareness is there. And the cool thing about this is that if they do like your product, this should lead to more organic sales. And as we've talked about, and we're going to talk about in the Knit Don't Make Me Niche Slap You masterclass, is that underserved people, communities, and niches will be grateful that there is a book out there for them, right? Along with these niches is actual community. So when you have a pen name in a certain niche and you are bringing together a group of people typing in the same keywords, you now have an opportunity to grow a type of community by building out a pen name that leads to profits, but also is serving people at a different level. So the really cool thing that you can start doing before you just whip up another book is survey the people that have come into your community. And you might be thinking, how in the world do I survey someone when I don't even have the customer list? That is in repurposing profits. We're repurposing interiors. We're going to talk about the things to do, but you can invite people to Facebook groups. You can invite people to get on your email list. You can invite people to download freebies. There's all these things you can do to get a community from your profits, okay? Because they're going to have the book in their hand, and what is the experience that you want them to have, okay? Once you have these people, this is where you can start pushing early bird specials on them and letting them know you're getting ready to release a book on Amazon KDP and you want to give them maybe a digital copy of it. Like there's so many options for this, but the really cool thing about focusing on previous buyers is that you're able to serve them as your best buyer first. And what I mean by that is that if you already have someone that's bought from you, they value what you're doing, the brand awareness is there. If you can build a community and give to them first, they're going to love you forever, right? We saw that this week with Taylor Swift and verified fans being able to buy tickets first. Did it go all to plan? Not exactly, but when you have the intent to serve with your best buyers first, it's always good. And the reason why this list is important is because it stops you from guessing and just publishing. Like, oh, I'm going to see if this hits. I'm going to see if this works. And that's not necessarily the best way to achieve time and relationship freedom, but it's also not the best way to scale your business. And I was thinking about in pen name profits, I'm going to break down in the course how many pen names I have to date, how many sales have come from those pen names, how many pen names I have that haven't sold at all, which ones I'm building a community with, so you guys can see what I'm doing behind the scenes, so you will not lose traction from mistakes because you're learning from my mistakes. The other day, someone asked me in a video how many pen names I have, and I want to say I feel like there's over 20. I feel like I know that you can add 8 pen names per Author Central, and I have 2 accounts full of that. I have sold some books that don't have pen name profile pictures, and I'm not okay with that. I definitely have scaled that too fast. And one of them is I showed you guys the Canva text to image. I don't have one up for that yet. Okay. I've only sold 2 organically. So, but it makes you kind of wonder if I was actually doing pen name profits for it, how much better would it be? Now, I have some big hitters that are bringing in, I have some books that are bringing in a couple thousand each month. That's where I'm really mining that niche, right? I really want to make sure that I can serve those customers the best way I know how. So if you haven't snagged it, tonight's the last night for our pending profits course that opens December 1st with the coupon code. If you're in previous courses, then you get this code and it saves you $49 at least. Okay. This will open December 1st, and I'm excited for it because once you figure out your niche and you start repurposing your interiors, you can start serving your audience at a higher level where you're creating things for them and you know that they're going to sell before you even hit publish. That is a beautiful place to be, right? To know you've done all the work, you've done enough work that anything else that's going to happen is just gravy to your hard work. Love you guys. Love you guys. Peace out.